Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to another episode of the Disney Plus Project. So this week we watched Camp Rock. I almost forgot the title there for some reason. We watched Camp Rock this week. Another one on the list of Disney Channel movies, original movies that I had not seen yet. So, before we get into our thoughts on Camp Rock, make sure if you are not subscribed to the channel, you hit that subscribe button down below. And also leave us a like and a comment and let us know what we should do, what we should add to our list of Disney Plus shows and movies. So, this being the first time that I saw Camp Rock, you've seen it a bunch of times. And this time you didn't actually get to watch the whole thing, kind of like Teen Beach Movie, you didn't get to watch it.
Which, again, not the worst thing in the world because I had seen it.
Because you've seen it so many times.
So many times.
Yeah. So that you still remember most of it. Mm-hmm. So, the one thought I had right off the bat was that there's a reason that Nick Jonas is the only one to have gone on and played in other movies. Because even in that one, he was in like all of, three scenes for a few seconds? And even at that age, I don't know how old they were at the time, but Nick Jonas was already actually really good at it.
Yeah.
But the one they chose as the main of the three brothers to be in that movie was Joe Jonas. And he did okay at some points. Like when it got more into the musical side, when he was like doing stuff with the music or when he was dancing, like then it felt more natural to him. I think he was just nervous.
Yeah, in the second movie, they are a lot more engaged and better.
Yeah, I was going to say, it just seemed like Joe Jonas was nervous. And I don't know which one's the oldest. Is Nick the oldest or is Joe the oldest?
Nick is the youngest.
Nick is the youngest. Oh, I did not know that.
I can't remember if Joe or Kevin is the oldest.
No,
he's the oldest.
Kevin's the oldest.
That's what I was thinking, but then I didn't want to say that and then be wrong.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just kind of find that funny that the youngest brother is the one that was that would have been the best choice.
I just think it's his personality, though.
Yeah,
it's honestly, it really.
It's also crazy to see how different those three look. They all look very different.
Yeah, they're all different personalities. They're all completely different, and so and you can kind of see that in the movie.
Yeah.
But some of that is also how they were written into the movie. So
yeah. But no, I think that Nick Jonas probably should have been the one to play the main role instead of Joe, but
that was part of the idea of it, though, was that Joe was supposed to be he doesn't care about anything, and but like I said, it's much better in the second one. Honestly, their acting is a lot better, all of them. So.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the first thought I had as I started watching it. I was like, yeah, Nick was a better actor. Because he was in, what was that, Jumanji? The new Jumanji. Welcome to the Jungle. I still haven't seen the new one, but then I really liked the movie. And I knew I probably would because I really like High School Musical, and this kind of had a similar feel. But there's one thing that I will say that actually makes me like this one more than High School Musical, at least in some ways, is that in High School Musical, and I didn't mention this in the when I recorded a video for my other channel. I kind of mentioned what I'm about to talk about, but in High School Musical, the kind of antagonist or bad guy or girl is Sharpay.
Yes.
But through all three movies, you have no idea why she's acting the way that she does.
Nope.
There's you have no idea what her motivations are.
Right.
Whereas one of the things that actually is done really well and kind of makes her one of my more favorite characters in this movie, Tess, the bad girl in this movie, is that she has motivations. And you even right from the beginning, one of them, I think it was Mitchie, the main character, Mitchie, that said, as she was talking with Tess, I think it was after she had first told them that her mom was in that big music company in China. And she looked at Tess and she was like, oh, I love your mom, and blah, blah, blah. And her music's really good or something like that. And you could tell just from the look on Tess's face that she was not okay with that.
Yeah.
And I was immediately I think that's why she's the jerk. She's the diva. And then later in the movie, towards the end,
That's confirmed.
Yeah, because then her mom shows up when she's performing, or right before she goes on to perform. And I mean, it also helps that her two friends, her two backup singers, had also just left her like 2 minutes beforehand.
Yeah, just bail on her.
Because she was being a jerk and she was treating them like crap. And so she was already like, she was trying not to show it, but she was already upset about that. And then her mom showed up and she was like, oh yeah, and you could see her light up. She was like, really, and the actress that played Tess did a really good job of that. She really sold the like, really lighting up when she saw her mom and saw that she was there to watch her, goes out and starts performing, and then partway through the performance, the mom gets a phone call, gets up to take it and like steps off to the side,
And
which then immediately distracts Tess because she's like, I'm in the middle of my performance. Does my mom not care about my performance? And then did she almost fall off the stage, or did she fall off the stage?
no, she almost fell. I think so.
Because
The dancers caught
the
her.
dancers caught her, yeah. But I couldn't remember if she was falling off the stage or just tripped and fell.
I can't remember for sure either.
Yeah. But then you can see, and then she immediately turned and ran off the stage, and then was in the corner, and then went over and sat in the corner crying, and like you would tell, she was absolutely crushed by it. And so immediately you're just like, it makes you sympathize with her.
Yes.
You're like, that's why she's being a jerk. That's why, because she thinks that that's how she has to act if she wants to be like her mother, because she wants to prove that she can be like her mother.
Exactly.
And I think that's one of the things that sets this apart a little ahead of High School Musical in my mind, because Sharpay doesn't have that.
No.
She's just a jerk.
Yeah.
Like, there's no redeeming qualities. Just all of a sudden at the end of the second one, they're kind of okay with her. And then at the end of the third one, they're kind of okay with her. And like, it's just...
Yeah.
But there's never any reason for her to be a jerk. Like...
No. But, yeah, I could see that. It's definitely... It has more character development.
I also like that they... While it annoyed me the whole time, because I spent most of the movie just yelling at Mitchie. Because I was like, just, you're digging yourself into more lies. You can dig deeper and deeper. Just tell them the truth. Like, just not that big of a deal. And like, but it also was really good characterization because it kind of turns the good guy into sort of a bad guy for a while. And that's another really good storytelling point.
Yeah.
Is to make it so that, because it makes it so that you, for a little while, you don't like the protagonist because you know that she's lying. Nobody else does, but
Right.
you do. And so I think that was a really good addition. That's one of the reasons that and the Tess thing, I think, are a couple of the biggest reasons that people like that movie so much.
It's a good lesson too. It's several good lessons, honestly. And so
Don't be a jerk. Your lies will catch up with you. Be yourself. Like, yeah.
yeah.
And any good movie or story, like, even if you don't have the intention, does have some lessons in it. Like, just by watching the characters, because you have to make your character learn a lesson.
Yes.
That's-
Otherwise, there's really not a good.
Yeah, there's no story, there's no character arc.
Yes. So, no.
And so, inadvertently, you also get a lesson.
No. I really like Camp Rock. I think it's great. I like the music in it.
Yeah, the music was good.
Baby Demi Lovato is great.
Wait, where was she?
You didn't.
No, I don't know Demi Lovato. You know this. I don't know music. I know Broadway. I could tell you who Sutton Foster, John Tartaglia, and Brian Darcy James are.
But you know who Demi Lovato is.
I know the name. That's all I know is the name Demi Lovato.
Mitchie is Demi Lovato.
Interesting.
Also, the girl that plays Mitchie's friend, or the girl that becomes Mitchie's friend,
Caitlin?
Caitlin, she's in a lot of movies too.
I kept trying to figure out where I'd seen her before, and I think the one that I remember her from was Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yes, she is in Cheaper by the Dozen.
Sarah, I think, was her character's name.
So that's how I recognize her, because I watched. I'm pretty sure I watched all the Step Up movies before I ever watched Camp Rock. But
I recognize her from Cheaper by the Dozen. It took me literally until the end of the movie. That's when I figured it out. Because every time she came on the screen, I was like, I know that face, and I don't know why. And yeah, that's why. Because she was the one that was coming up with all the plans, like the stick in the underwear and the meat.
She was the little punk, yeah. But
yeah, no, she did a good job. All the actors in this one did a pretty good job. Whereas in Teen Beach Movie, it was a little lackluster.
hokey.
Yeah, at least the first one. You said the second one's better.
Yes.
But yeah, the acting in this one was better.
Definitely.
It was more on par with like Descendants had really good acting.
Yes, it's definitely closer to the like what you would expect from
Right.
modern movies.
Right.
Didn't feel quite so 90s.
But yeah, no, I really like this movie, and I would definitely watch it again. I think because yeah, it was really good. So yeah, so let's figure out what we're gonna watch next week. All right, so we have our next couple of movies that we're gonna watch. A couple more of Disney Channel original movies. So Anna's writing them down right now so that she doesn't forget them.
Because I will.
Yes. So next week we will watch Scream Team.
The Scream
Team. Sorry. The Scream Team.
I just didn't include the.
As far as she's not sure if she's seen that one. She said she might have, but she's not sure. And I definitely haven't. So we're going to watch The Scream Team next week. And then the week after that, we will watch The Luck of the Irish.
Which is one of my favorite Disney Channel originals.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And again, I've never seen it. So
it's pretty great.
There you go. So those will be our next two movies that we do. So yeah, that's some of our thoughts on Camp Rock. Like I said, it's a really good movie. It's really good for everybody to watch. I would encourage everybody to watch that one. That one's really good, especially if you're a fan of like High School Musical.
Yeah,
it has a similar feel to it.
If you like music and watching movies about teenagers, that's pretty much what you get.
Pretty much. Yeah. So thank you all for joining us this week, and we hope to see you all again next week. But until then, don't forget
to thank the Phoenicians.